To state the obvious, it was a great win for our team, great win for our program. Come in and place 3 weeks later, play the #1 ranked team in the region that really put a really good game plan against us in the PSAC championship game. To be able to find a way to win this football game in the fashion that we did was a real credit to our coaches, our players, and everybody that was involved. You know, we've been told the revenge factor, everything like that. It wasn't revenge. We are a program that wants to win football games. We want to win it the right way, and I couldn't be more proud of these guys right here. They stepped up, they battled all game long, but their preparation, our coaches, my God, how awesome they were. It was just a tremendous program win for our team, and you know, we talk about keeping our team together at least one more week.
Coach, you go into this game without Dwayne. Your thoughts on JT's performance filling in at linebacker and that defensive unit as a whole?
You know what? I thought our defense has been lights out all year long, and the next man up mentality is kind of part of our core values, our pyramid of success. The next guy's got to step up and make plays. I thought JT did a tremendous job, but I also thought that the preparation by our entire defense, the physicality that we played with this week in offense, defense, and even in special teams. You know, when you play IUP, they preach physicality to their team. We're going to preach physicality to our team, and I thought we were able to answer the bell and match their physicality and exceed it.
Ernie, did you think at the end of the first quarter, when it was only 7-7 and you got to flip the field because of the
Absolutely, we were excited to get the win there in the second quarter. That was 100% on our mind that this is going to be a time when we could throw it without the wind. And I'll tell you what, in pregame with that rain coming down, the heat, the sleet, the freezing rain, thank God for. It's the first time you guys are ever going to be hear me say thank God for cell phones, because I could watch the weather. We saw that the front was going through, and I didn't realize it would get as nice as it did. And the poise and the way our team just played, hats off to our guys.
Let's talk about the offense a little bit. Of course, the defense stood up well today, but the offense has been clicking on all cylinders. This what we've gotten into the playoffs. Of course, Ronnie Brown running lights out, and then that opens a lot of things up for Bajent in the passing game. What's kind of been the difference in the playoffs with the offense and how they've kind of been off to hot starts, it seems?
Well, I just think our guys, if you look at this, I don't think we turned the ball over today. So I think we've gone 3 weeks, 3 playoff games without a turnover. I think that's the key to how we can play offensively. I think that also helps our defense. I thought that we were able to control the line of scrimmage for a second week in a row. The way Tyson keeps us in the right plays, the guy makes plays, he's the best player in the country. He's by hands down he should be the Harlan Hill winner again. He's the best football players in the country, and he raises everybody's level of play. Coaches, players, teammates, everybody. Makes us all better. And a lot of this happens because of number 2.
Well, Tyson, obviously you guys start 3 and out. You go down 7-0, but then you get that first big 70-yard touchdown. What'd you see there to get really that wide open, and how big was that to kind of get the momentum back on your side?
It was good. I think it was 3rd and medium, so especially going 3 and out the first drive. O-line held up, was able to go through my progression. They cut Rodney Dorsey loose, and then it was kind of a rush. Everybody did a good job getting in the end zone. O-line did a good job holding up so I can go through all my progressions.
Well, Ronnie, how's the running game been coming along? I mean, of course, when Tyson's playing well, it opens things up for you and vice versa. So especially last time we were up here, you didn't quite have the game you wanted, but you definitely, in these playoffs, have turned it up, and you did so again today.
Like Coach was saying, they're scared of Tyson, the pass game, that opens up. The O-line was blocking tremendously, I felt like we was able to do what we wanted on offense, passing, running, you name it,
And of course, Tyson, you set the all-time NCAA passing touchdowns record today. Funny enough, you set the record setting to the guy who set the D2 record with. Brian Walker caught that one as well. Talk about the relationship you and Brian have as a quarterback.
Yeah, it sounds kind of cliche, but you know, I'm pretty shy, introverted person. Football kind of allows me to kind of express myself to people that, you know, if I didn't play football, wouldn't get that side of me. And Brian, throughout the years, has he's one of those guys. He's the opposite, and he'll bring that out of you. He's my best friend in the world, and it's kind of fitting for both the records to have gone to him. You know, it makes sense. You know, I wouldn't want those passes to go to anybody else, and you know, it's an exciting thing for, you know, everyone involved.
Brian, you keep catching all these historic touchdowns.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you?
One touchdown doesn't mean more to me than the other one. But you know, just to be able to have the opportunity to get Tyson that record and catch the ball, catch a touchdown, and get Tyson the recognition he deserves is awesome and a great opportunity.
Tyson, what was the difference with the win? You have it at your back as opposed to going into it as the quarterback. What is the difference?
It's not necessarily something I'm consciously thinking about while on the field. But I think that, you know, when you're on the sideline and you kind of understand where we're going with the different quarters, I don't think it made a big difference for me. I don't think it was that windy for it to make as big of a difference as to say we're not going to throw the ball if we're going into it, and we're going to throw the ball if we're going out of it. You know, going into the win through a touchdown, through that big-time touchdown to Rodney Dorsey. So I don't think the game plan necessarily changed with where we were headed, but you know, it was definitely something that people were thinking about. I think more so with just taking shots out.
Yeah, kind of add on to that, the wind really affects the kicking game and the field position. That was what gave us the advantage that we would, you know, when the kicking game, we would improve our field position. But if you look at our defense, they in that first quarter, they gave up one touchdown, and I think the average starting field position for IUP was at the 50-yard line. It was a midfield start, so you know the wind doesn't, you know, really affect Tyson, but it did affect our passing game. I mean our kicking game.
That one also went into the decision to start the second half with the right?
Yes.
Well, they won the toss. Yeah. So they got.
Yeah, we were. You know, that coming out, you know, we want to win the middle eight. You know, be able to score right before halftime. And when they got, you know, we kicked off to them. We were going to kick with the wind for the field position part of it, and the fact that they turned the ball over there, and we were able to capitalize on that. That really gave us the middle eight that you want to win as a football program.
Coach, talk about that defense. I mean, it was standing out again today, led by Devin Lynch, of course, with an interception, fumble recovery, a handful of tackles. Now, I think a lot of eyes were on the defense, especially that linebacker core, without having Dwayne there, and that pressure kind of put on your shoulders, and you stood up in the spotlight. So, kind of, what was the mentality for the defense, especially coming in a little banged up, and then you guys had such a big game today?
Fuel to the fire. That was the mentality all this week. You know, coming from playing them before, it was completely humiliating. Coming out, just letting up too many touchdowns, too many big plays. So the key emphasis for this week was just being all around dominant. We know we're capable of, even with the pieces that we're missing, especially Dwayne being a key factor. So of course, me being the Mike linebacker, I got to command that whole team. So, like I said, it was just a little more fuel to the fire, and then just the power to compete. That was the only thing that was going through our minds, and just keep going, do not stop, and not let them get back in the game.
Seems like you picked that ball up about 3 or 4 times there before you finally came down with it. What happened on that play?
Yeah, he put on the beeline. Wasn't really looking for that ball to come my way. I was more so just getting to my zone. But you know, getting that hand up there, actually being able to tip it and grab it. I know it was a little bobble here and there, but I ended up getting it done. Yeah.
And Devin, last game against IUP, you guys had trouble stopping the run. IUP ran for a lot of yards in this game. Comparative to now, IUP doesn't get the run game going. What's the main difference you think was from 3 weeks ago to now?
Game plan. We knew what they were strong at, so we exploited it, and we put a counterattack in for them, and it worked. More so what we usually do, but it was more all game planning. Coach Klein, Coach Beelan, Coach Wright, Coach Claire. I shout out all the defensive the defensive team, working day and night trying to figure out a way to win, and we were able to work Tuesday and Wednesday, and of course Friday, just going through the little kinks and the little changes that we need to do.